did a couple of videos on DEI, which means diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we got a few comments back, a few white males who responded and thought it meant exclusion. Because in my soliloquy or my presentation on in social media, he said, well, how come you didn't mention white males? Okay, so let's keep it real. Let's give you a little history lesson. Okay, let's start with that. Let's give you a little history lesson. White males could always vote in this country from day one in the Constitution, all right? Women didn't have the right to vote until 1920. Black folks didn't have the right to vote until 1865. So you're already included in that number. Let me give you some other numbers too, why white males aren't excluded. Fortune 500 companies, there are 500 of them, all right? 79% of the CEOs of Fortune 500 companies are white men. They represent 27% of the population. So that's a 3X, meaning that they're over-indexed by 300%. Black men, there are 8 black male CEOs, 1.6%, okay? That's just a real number, all right? Asians fare pretty well. There are 42 Asians, about 8%. Their population is about 6%. So they're indexed right at the, let's say, the right number, so to speak. Let me give you another number. Latinos. There are 8 Latinos CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, 1.6%. Women, 10%. So you add all those numbers up again, and we get to that 79%, almost 80%. 400 of the CEOs are white men. Are you telling me that that is not any level of discrimination or racism? Statistically be impossible for 400 of a subgroup, okay, 80% of a subgroup be overrepresented, again, by 300% nearly. White men about 27% of the population. I don't know. So I want to respond also and say some other things too. The DEI, let me give you the numbers on this, okay, in terms, because his objection was, how come they mention white men? Well, that little piece should kind of clear it up. White men never had legislation to say that they were discriminated against, because they weren't. That's just one statistic, okay? One statistic. We can go through a ream of statistics of why white men are over-indexed. Well, let's do salaries, okay? Let's start with that. White male with a college degree makes $92,000 a year. So they tell black men, go get a college degree. Black men with a college degree make $58,000 a year. I don't know. That's not discriminatory. You don't give me any little help, okay? Just throwing it out there. Well, let's get a master's. Black male with a master's degree makes $67,000 a year. A white male with a master's makes $113,000 a year. Just throwing it out there. Let's do high school, okay? Black male high school diploma, $33,000 a year. White male high school diploma, $50,000 a year. Now, you would tell me that both are unskilled, but why the $17,000 difference? Or why do white men make 50% more than a black male who has a high school diploma versus a white male with a high school diploma? Just throwing it out there, want to clear it up. We had a comment. I've got more information. I got a lot more information. Here's something kind of surprising too. 19% of white men feel they've been discriminated against because of DEI. It's laughable to me. Okay, it's clearly laughable to me. 19%, almost 1 out of 5, feel they've been discriminated against because of DEI. Where? Show me positions, any company. Show me management level positions where white men have been discriminated against. And the number's gonna over-index. Give me any number that's gonna over-index. Oh, unless we're talking about maybe custodians. Maybe it won't over-index in there in lower paying jobs. But any job paying $100,000 a year, don't cry me a river, okay? Sick of hearing it. Had another person comment and said, what about the white male in our DEI comments? I mentioned other people, but I didn't mention the white male. I did not. And let me tell you why. The first person, the first group that benefits from DEI, white women, and Latinos, Native Americans, disabled, veterans, LGBTQ, black women and black men. So black women and black men are 7th and 8th on that list. The reason that white men don't benefit from DEI is not designed for them to benefit from DEI because they already have the benefits. They already have most of the pie. So you get most of the pie, okay? And you're carving out slices, but you go, you know what? I want that slice back for me. What? The other thing is there's this mentality, there's this perception somehow that these are white male jobs and somehow they're supposed to have a large piece of the pie. So what happens is when a group is empowered, okay? When a group is empowered, when they see another group or people who aren't like them get any slice of the pie, they feel it's unfair. And I get it. If I was empowered and I had 80% positions or 90% of the positions and I got to drop down to 80% of the positions, I feel like, oh my God, you're taking my white male job away from me. That's all I got to say. So again, yeah, it did not include white males, because why would white males be part of something that never had any injustice with? Does that make sense? If you haven't been wrong, I think there's something, I'm not a lawyer, but there's a legal term. If you've been wrong, then you have a right to sue. But if you haven't been wrong, then what the hell are you suing about? Thanks.